What is the most blinding belief apart from ego?
That we die?
Liberation is something.
Do we die? I'd like to stick with that. No, you said do we die?
Yeah, that we die.
What is death? I know it's a big one, but I'll ask you. I don't know what you mean. Was that?
Well, just what came out was the bleeding.
But is it really the end of the physical, though?
I don't know for sure.
Yeah. You see, that's another interesting thing. I used to think that if the body dies, it's really the end of the physical. But is there really physical? Or is it just as energy appearing as physical? You see? It's all part of the being playing this role. There are dimensions, there are levels, there are... Incredible, it's all energy. The reason we think the body is so solid is because of our senses. But what are senses? You see? Really, get in touch with the senses. And then you begin to see a whole new dimension, a whole way of seeing. Everything is just energy, and energy is constantly moving. And that motion, which is a wave motion, becomes particles in molecular structure, and we have it matter, and it feels very solid. But it's constantly changing, constantly moving. You see? And it's in motion. Like when Buddha was asked what happens when he awakened, and then he said, I just woke up. And there's never a beginning or an end, and creation never was. You see? And then there are some astronomers, or they said, well, there's the Big Bang when the world started. And then cosmologists now all agree that the Big Bang is happening every day. And in the multi-universes, there are Big Bangs that are happening maybe 1,000 a day. You see? And there's another interesting factor, is that the Big Bang is happening in us too. You see? So we're living and dying. The body is shedding cells every day. You see, but they're being replaced all the time. The nails are growing, you cut them. The hair is growing and falling out. So life and death are together all the time. So what is death? And when you begin to understand being, you begin to see a completely new perspective. I remember when I thought I was dying 4 months ago. Is it 4 months? Something like that. It was in the beginning of May. April, May? Was it April? When I was very sick? Or well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it brought a whole shift of understanding being, you know, and there was this feeling like there was just this presence. See, and everything changed, everything timeless. Nothing is actually real at all. Everything is just a play. What we think the physical world, and we think it's a real world, it's a play of energy. You know, and quantum physics, it makes that very clear, but it's so kindergarten still, quantum physics. When you begin to understand being, everything starts becoming so clear.
So where does being take you?
It doesn't take you anywhere because being is.
Yes, but when it takes you out of the play of the human form, and you die in the human form, where do you go from there?
Well, you see, if I were to say that, I would speculate here at this point, but my feeling is that nothing dies and nothing exists. There's just being. I'm just an appearance of being, and the hospital experience made that very clear to me, but you cannot prove it to anyone. But it is something that you come to know, that what we think is real is all conceptual. There is no human really. It is just the appearance of being. Do you understand? There's only being. And appearing as Petra right now, you see? And Petra is playing as if she doesn't know. But in her heart, when she's very still, time will come and says, oh, but I know all this. This is so clear. You see? But because we are so conceptualized and conditioned, we actually believe we don't know. But in our heart, we do know. And what you know is that everything that you experience is a play of energy. And that play of energy seems to go through changes as, you know, life and death, birth and death. But just like going to sleep at night, it's a form of death too.